Continuing our discussion on the proof of Lyapunov theorem, we had already shown the existence of a positively invariant set that lies entirely inside the epsilon ball set. Okay, now we have to show that the solution of the autonomous system starting inside this positively invariant set will always exist and is unique. Okay, so for all t greater than equal to 0, it will exist and is unique. Now, to show this, recall the result that we had seen for global existence and uniqueness of a solution. So, what we had there is if we had an autonomous system x dot equal to f of x, where f was essentially mapping from a set D to Rn, and this D is, of course, a subset of Rn, okay, with f being local ellipsoids on D. F is a function that is local ellipsoids on D. Okay, but please note that for all our discussions, f that we consider, so x dot equal to f of x is such that f is locally ellipsoids on D for all our consideration here until mentioned otherwise. Okay, now if it further said that inside this D, if you can find a positively invariant set, or rather inside this set D, you find a compact set W, and if you know that if you start inside the compact set, you will always stay inside this compact set W. If then in such a case, it is said that the solution starting at x0 inside this compact set will exist and will be unique for all t greater than equal to 0. So that is what we had for global existence and uniqueness of a solution when f was local ellipsoids on a set D. Now here also the system that we have is such that f is local ellipsoids on the set D. We have already proved that the set omega beta is positively invariant, which means that if you start inside the set omega beta, you will always remain inside the set omega beta. In addition to that, omega beta is a compact set. If you refer to the past lecture, you can see that we have said that omega beta is a compact set because it is closed and bounded. Now, with these properties, if we compare it with the result of global existence and uniqueness, it turns out that if we start inside the set omega beta, so if x of 0 is in the set omega beta, the solution for the differential equation x dot of t equal to f of x of t representing the autonomous system will exist and will be unique for all t greater than equal to 0. Okay, for any x of 0 that you choose in the set omega beta, this solution will exist and will be unique for all t greater than equal to 0. Okay, now once we have this, the last part that we have to show is we will be always able to find a delta greater than 0 such that the epsilon delta stability will hold. Okay, now note that unlike the B epsilon set, which is basically the epsilon ball, omega beta is not a ball. That is, it does not have some radius around x equal to 0. So we just need to show that I can find a ball inside this omega beta set. So now to do this, we will use the notion of continuity for our function v that we have chosen. So we know that v of x is continuous at x equal to 0, and we also know that v of 0 is equal to 0. Now from the definition of continuity, for beta greater than 0, you will be able to find a delta greater than 0 such that you can form a delta ball around the point x equal to 0 with the fact that every point in the delta ball, so if there is a point in the delta ball, then mod of Vx minus V0. So the norm of Vx minus V0 will be less than beta. So this is coming from the definition of continuity. For all point in the B delta ball, the inequality Vx minus V0 less than beta will hold. Now if this beta is same as the beta that we had chosen for the omega beta set or the positively invariant set, then and also with the fact that V of 0 is 0, what we have is, if x belongs to B delta, then V of x will be less than beta. So if x belongs to delta ball, then V of x will be less than beta, indicating that B delta has to be a subset of omega beta, which essentially means you can find a delta ball inside the set omega beta. Now once you have established this, what we have is, for every epsilon that you can think of, for every epsilon greater than 0, because we have not specified any value of epsilon when we started with the B epsilon ball, it was just arbitrary choice of epsilon. So for every epsilon greater than 0, we have shown that I can find a delta greater than 0 such that the delta ball is a subset of the positively invariant set. Please note that the delta ball is a proper subset of the positively invariant set, because we have used a strict inequality while we establish the delta ball inside the invariant set. Okay, so for every epsilon greater than 0, there exists a delta greater than 0 such that the delta ball is a subset of the positively invariant set omega beta, and this omega beta is a subset or a proper subset of the B epsilon ball. So if the initial point x0 is in B delta ball, then it means the initial point x0 is also in the omega beta set, which is the positively invariant set. So for all time t greater than equal to 0, x of t will be in the omega beta set. Now omega beta set is a set that is inside the epsilon ball, which essentially means that x of t is going to be inside the epsilon ball. So what we have is, if you start inside the delta ball, you will always remain within the epsilon ball. And this is what is basically coming from or leading towards the definition of epsilon delta stability for equilibrium point. So we have shown here is, for origin as the equilibrium point, if you start inside a delta ball around the origin, you will always remain inside a epsilon ball around the origin. So I can always find such a delta. For any given epsilon, I'll be, for you give a epsilon, I'll be able to find it. You give any other epsilon, I'll be able to find some other delta. And that is what is essentially helping us in establishing the epsilon delta stability. And please note that when we did this, we used the fact that Vx is positive definite, Vx is continuously differentiable, and V dot was negative semi-definite, which was all given to us. Okay, so thus establishing Lyapunov stability theorem, or establishing on origin being stable. Now the next part that remains to be shown is, if V dot of x is negative definite, that is V dot becomes 0 only at x equal to 0, and at all other points in the set D, V dot is negative and takes a negative value. In such a case, the origin is asymptotically stable. That is, we need to show that x of t approaches 0 as t approaches infinity. So we'll discuss this in the next lecture. We'll stop here. Thank you.